we made it home. Right now, I don't really feel like talking much about the situation, but I will give you guys just a quick update. Her breathing is more regular, more normal. Without a shadow of a doubt, that's because of the steroid shot that she got. Yeah, so anyways, it's a rainy day and my daughter's upstairs. We all had a slumber party last night, so we got home yesterday. And the more time that went by, the more that her breathing got better, because she had just gotten the steroid shot at 5 o'clock in the morning, I guess Saturday morning. So it's Sunday now, and so we came home and we all stayed down here. Loxie slept there, I slept there, my daughter slept here, and it was the best. She finally got some good rest. She got some good sleep on the way home too, because she really didn't sleep, and neither did I Friday night. So there are bumps that are coming up all over her body, like externally. So anyhow, yeah, right now I really just kind of want to focus on, you know, just spending as much time with her as I can and petting her. She's just been doing her usual routine, following me around. If I'm in my office, she's in my office, just the normal stuff. We played earlier, so she's getting a little more pep back in her step. Anyhow, so just doing the normal routine, you know, I vacuumed. Need a good vacuum, got the lamps on because it's rainy. Leaving these blankets out because Loxie, I put them out for her to lay on the couch. And the kitchen's pretty usual. I have dishes that need to be done. I don't really have the lights on in there. You can just kind of see. I really don't know if you can see that well, but it's a rainy day, doing some laundry. My daughter's laundry right here, so yeah, she's upstairs just kind of getting herself situated again. Doing some more laundry in there. Also took a shower, doing no makeup, none of those things today. I just got a text. Oh, my daughter was texting me. Yeah. I don't know. I just figured if I picked up the camera and just kind of tried to fall into my normal routine. I hate saying this, but it's just, this is on my mind like every second, and it's just so painful, you know, to the point where I'm just like, I need a break to just catch my breath. And yeah, so just trying to do some typical things that I do around the house, and you know, all that stuff. I'm gonna turn down Labyrinth. I don't have internet right now. You can see that this piece has been pulled forward because this is where I'm gonna plug in the new internet. I vaguely mentioned the like the vlog where I was packing, I think. I don't even remember. Irrelevant. But I mentioned that I've been so incredibly frustrated with my internet provider, and honestly I have been since I moved in. I wish I could have carried over Time Warner because that's who I had before I moved into this house, and I really loved them. I didn't have too many problems overall. They were just, you know, pretty good. But they weren't available in the area that I'm in. So I had to pick somebody else, and so I went with this one company. I honestly had never heard of them before, and it has been the biggest nightmare. I honestly, not to like make a whole rant, but I don't know how they can stay in business the way that they have been. And honestly, I don't even know how I stayed with them for as long as I did, because it is literally a weekly occurrence of the internet going down, and for more than 12 hours and sometimes a whole day. So, and on top of that, the connection of it all is weak, very, very weak. Like my daughter upstairs can't even get anything. I mean, I know I should probably get an extender, but I was paying for like the top speeds and everything. So anyhow, I decided to go ahead and go with AT&T. They were the other option when I first moved in here, but I didn't want to go with AT&T and thought, you know, I don't know, let me try this new company. Yeah, bomb, fail, they're awful. So going with AT&T, they already stopped by to like have the house connected, but the modem is coming separately, and I do like a self-install. But the guy came in and like told me, you know, where to install the modem, so it's coming by UPS and it's supposed to be delivered today. Alright, so just gonna sit here in this corner so that I could just kind of sit down and gather my thoughts and give you guys, I'm just seeing if you're crooked or not, give you guys an update to Loxie, because I realized from the last vlog and how it ended to how I was starting this vlog that there was just like a really big disconnect. And so I'm definitely feeling a lot better now. So sitting down and talking about it is going to be a little bit easier for me, because at first I was obviously very devastated. So just to kind of, you know, kind of put all of this together, this is obviously about my dog Loxie, and I love Loxie. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that I love that dog like so much. It's just, I can't even explain it. And I've had her for 8 years. I've had her since she was a puppy. And so when I just kind of noticed she wasn't drinking water, and this happened like the beginning of April, and it was a huge red flag for me. I was just like, wait, what? And so I took her to the vet, and I just kind of I don't even remember like what I thought that it was. I probably mentioned it in the video, but I definitely did not expect for it to be just cancerous, and to the point where it was so accelerated, there was just like nothing I could do about it. You know, it was like surgery wouldn't have really have done anything, and chemo wouldn't have done anything, according to her vet. So I'm gonna be talking about two doctors today, her vet and then the ER doctor that we saw while I was out of town. So anyways, that came as a huge shock to me. And then you guys saw the video that I made on my main channel, and that video I think I recorded the same day. And so I was just I was clearly devastated and very upset, and still am, you know. I know I can't control this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I'm just not ready to let go of her. I mean, I'm never gonna be ready, right? There isn't a time where I'm like, okay, I'm ready. It's just, I was just really devastated by that news. And at the time, I couldn't go in with Loxie. So I remember like I dropped her off, and then I think I went to like a grocery store, and then on my way back, the doctor was like, hey, like I ran some tests, she seems okay, something's kind of going on about her liver, but like, can I do an x-ray on her liver? And so I was like, yes. And then that's when he said, I found cancer in her liver, it's not good. And then in that area that he took the x-ray, he got a little glimpse of her chest, I guess, and he said he could see something there as well. So then he asked me, can I also do an x-ray of her chest? And so I said yes, and so he did, and then he said, yeah, it's everywhere. So this is her vet, and her vet tells me, Loxie's vet tells me that he doesn't think that chemo would be a good use of Loxie's time. And I never actually knew what kind of cancer. I still don't know. I'm gonna be calling them and talking to them. I haven't talked to her vet yet. So I'm gonna get to all that. But basically, when he told me this, I was just in such a state of just like shock, and I was just devastated. Yeah, that I don't think it ever came up in the conversation, like what kind of cancer, but he basically said, listen, I put her on prednisone, and if she doesn't seem perky within 5 days, like it's time to say goodbye kind of thing. So, but by like the third day, Loxie had done a complete turnaround, and she got stronger and stronger after that. So like the full month of April, and then the whole, almost the beginning of May, she was just a completely different dog. She was running around, she was barking, she was doing so many things that I didn't even like realize that she wasn't doing because of the cancer. I just made the assumption, you know, that she was just getting old. And so, you know, I hadn't realized that she really wasn't barking anymore until like she got on this prednisone, and her whole energy level went through the roof. And so then I started, you know, thinking, no, like we're gonna fight this, I'm gonna do everything I can. So I started doing a ton of research and found out graviola supplements have been known to like kill cancer, and B17 has been known to kill cancer. And so, and then I changed Loxie's diet quite a bit, and you have to remember, also you have to remember that I didn't see Loxie's x-ray from when this vet tells me, because I'm out in my car, they were not allowing people in, so due to COVID, so I never actually saw her x-ray. As a matter of fact, when they brought Loxie out and they took my car to charge for it, they'd actually only charged me for like the appointment kind of thing, because when I got Loxie home, they called me like, hey, sorry, like we forgot to charge you for the x-rays. And so I was like, okay. And you know, they took my card over the phone, and then they asked me if I wanted the receipt for my email, and I said yes. And I actually never got that receipt, so I need to talk to them about that. And so basically, what I'm telling you this because I haven't seen her x-ray at all. All I know is that her vet told me it's everywhere, it's bad. And so fast forward, here I am doing all these supplements and thinking, okay, you know what? She's doing really great. Like she's drinking, she's eating, she's walking. Her limp was gone that she had previously from a torn ACL, nothing to do with the cancer. But I imagine that really wasn't helping either. So in my head, I thought, you know what? Like maybe by June or July, I can take her back to the vet, do x-rays, and we can compare and see if the supplements and like the change in her diet has, and the prednisone, which has been known to shrink cancer, see if all of these elements combined together like reduced the cancer in her body. So that was my plan. So then, fast forward to the vlog that you guys saw where I talked about, oh, you know, I just kind of like noticed Loxie's energy went back down. But I thought, is it because she's seeing me packing? Loxie has done this for years. We've been going on family vacations for years, and Loxie never comes with us. So, and her behavior was always the same that I was seeing for those couple of days where her energy went down. She just kind of gets really quiet. She just kind of like watches me throughout the house. She's, you know, really, she won't eat because she knows what's coming. And so, but that morning, that Friday morning that I was leaving to go see my daughter, it was just like a gut instinct. I just was like, I really don't know. You know, like Loxie was drinking water, but, and then I don't think she drank that morning. But then, anyway, so drive up to go see my daughter, and then a few hours later, you know, we're getting ready to go out, and I'm noticing Loxie's breathing hasn't changed from when I brought her in from like being outside. And at the time I was like, oh, maybe, you know, she's excited or whatever. But I couldn't get it out of my mind when we had gone out, and I told my daughter at one point, I was like, I gotta go back. Like, this just isn't the right time, you know? And I went back by myself. So that was, I think, the clip that you guys saw that I got of her sitting there breathing. So when I walked back in and I saw this, that she was still breathing like that, I knew then, like, there was no excuse in my mind any longer. You know, it was like, well, maybe the dogs are exciting her. Like, at that point, I knew that this was related to the cancer situation, and I just broke down because I thought, like, this is it. This is it. She just, you know, and her breathing was devastating. And like I explained in that vlog, you know, how like for those couple of hours, I was just like, I didn't sleep at all because I was literally sitting there staring and watching Loxie. And the reason why I ended up changing my mind and taking her to an ER vet is because while I was sitting there watching her, she got to a point where she was, I wouldn't say moaning, but she sounded like she was in pain. She started making these like humming noise, just like these noises. And I was just like, okay, no, like I'm not gonna let her sit in this state. So we got up, took her to an ER clinic, and honestly, I feel like I got very lucky because I was kind of worried, you know, but the ER vet doctor that saw Loxie was really, really amazing. And, you know, so we put Loxie in the car, get her there, and he immediately, you know, takes an x-ray of her chest. I tell him what's going on, and he actually said to me, he's like, well, we've got several options, but like, what's your goal? And actually, I need to call him back because I don't know what the other options were, and I'm kind of curious to know, but we never discussed them, and I'm like kicking myself about it because I'm like, what were those options? But the first thing that came out of my mouth was, I want to get her home. He did iterate that it was very bad, and I knew by the look on his face that the other option probably was saying goodbye, but that's an assumption on my part. But his face was very grave, and you know, so he did the chest x-ray on Loxie, and that was the first time that I'd seen the x-ray, and I was devastated. Obviously, you know, I was devastated for a lot of reasons. Like, now you see a visual, you get to put the visual to the diagnosis that you hear verbally from your vet, and you're just like, oh my God. And then I was devastated because what I was doing to help her and change her diet just wasn't working. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what her x-rays looked like in April versus then. Was it way worse and it got better? They gave me a CD-ROM they put the x-rays on this CD-ROM, and so I'm gonna give that to her vet here and see if he wants to do like some type of comparison. But so when he said we've got several options, but like, what's your goal? And I said, I want to get her home. Like, because if I wanted, you know, like, I wanted her to come home one last time, and I wanted it to be home, if that makes sense. So, so he said, okay. He was like, we can give her a steroid shot. It will, you know, take care of the inflammation, and she'll feel much better in about an hour. And I was like, let's do it, you know? And so then he was like, I don't know how much, like what milligrams her prednisone was. I didn't know either because I didn't have it with me because I ran out, so I didn't have like the empty bottle with me. And I had run out that Friday morning. So she had one Thursday, but she didn't have one for Friday morning. So I have no idea if the prednisone was that, like, how do you describe that? Was it like her oxygen supply? You know what I mean? Like, but again, she was starting to really be different prior to that, while she was still on prednisone. I noted her energy levels down while she was still on it. So anyways, so then you saw the clip where I'm driving home. So right after we take care of Loxie. Oh, he also said that he listened to her lungs and he didn't hear any fluid. So that was a good sign. He said that she was getting 91% oxygen, which he said that you really want 95% and above. He was like, but considering her lungs, he was like, 91 is good. Like, we'll take it, kind of thing. And so, so then he just remarked and said, you should see a difference like in about an hour in the steroid shot. And so they took her back, gave her the shot, and they came back out with her, gave me some prednisone so that she could start taking it immediately. And we went home, packed, and left. And then you guys saw me vlogging. So at this point, I don't know. I don't have any idea what is going to happen to Loxie. I don't know if I'm looking at hours. I don't know if I'm looking at days. I still don't know. But it didn't dawn on me that she had gotten a steroid shot, and that steroid shots actually last a while. They last weeks, if not months. So I have no idea, you know what I mean? Like how much of the steroid shot and then the continuation of the prednisone and combined together, how much more life Loxie is going to get from this. And that's where I'm at right now. I just don't have any idea. I'm just literally watching Loxie every day. We're not taking her on walks. We do take her out in the backyard. She gets moving, obviously, you know. I'm just worried about like overexerting her lungs. But the other thing too is that the vet, or the ER vet doctor said, you know, obviously I didn't do x-rays on her liver and her stomach. He was looking at the chest just because of the breathing, because that's why I brought her in. But he knows that the cancer's in her liver, and he was like, well, without seeing the x-rays, he's like, I can tell you that the cause of, you know, her death would be the liver and kidneys. It won't actually be in her lungs. I mean, obviously it can be, but so really you know, obviously I need to have a conversation with her vet here and just kind of like tell him what happened and what that vet did, and then maybe he'll want Loxie to come back in. I really don't know. So basically what I'm doing now is I'm just watching Loxie. She's eating again, she's barking again, she's really alert, but she's not really limping as much, as bad as it was there for like that little pocket. So I can definitely tell that the prednisone and the steroid shot are boosting her for sure, but I really don't know what's gonna happen. I do know that I can't, and I don't want this to get morbid, but I can't just take her right now in the state that she's in and say bye. Like, I feel like she's alert, she's eating, she's drinking, and I don't know. I can't even like fathom making that decision, you know, unless she was just like, oh, I can't even spit it out, because it's just, my brain can't even pick out the words and put them in a sentence for you guys. But basically what I'm trying to say is that if Loxie is eating, drinking, and taking herself to the bathroom, then I'm gonna continue to like fight for her and still do my best with her supplements and her food and all of that. But the moment that quality of life stops, obviously, if she's in physical pain and and all of that, and obviously I don't want Loxie to be in pain. Like, I don't want that for her. I want her to be happy and healthy. But taking her in when she's behaving happy and healthy, we know she's not, like, on the inside, but her behavior is healthy. I just think that there's a little bit more time left. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's days or if it's weeks. Because of the steroid shot, I think will be what extends her life a little bit longer. I just don't, again, know what that time frame looks like. I know this was a really lengthy update, and I know a lot of you guys want this, and maybe some of you kind of don't. I actually understand both sides of the spectrum. If you're kind of like, okay, I just don't want to follow like this, it's either too much or you're just over it, or like whatever it is, like, I understand that. And then for those of you that love Loxie and just like need to know like the updates, I understand that too. I know so many of you have loved Loxie, and I'm talking like I get DMs on the daily, even before all of this. The amount of just even like the reactions of me posting about Loxie or anything, like, you guys just gobbled her up. You know, you just love her so much. And so I'm, keeping you guys updated, but that's where I'm at. I know it's going to be really hard, really difficult, and I'm trying not to think about it. Right now, my daughter came back. She followed behind me in her car, and we're just trying to love Loxie every minute. We all slept out in the living room together, because we were just like, my daughter and I were just like watching her, because her breathing actually kind of still remained the same for all of Saturday. So I left Friday, we came back Saturday, and that was the hard day, the traumatic day for me. So we're watching her breathing, and knowing she's getting the steroid shot, she immediately stopped like the moaning. So I could tell that the inflammation was going from the steroid shot. And then by Sunday, today is Tuesday, by Sunday we really noticed a bigger change in her breathing. Still a little shallow, but now her breathing's completely like normal, I guess you could say. you know, the question really is what's happening in her liver, what's happening in her kidneys. Because once those stop functioning, you know. So anyways, I don't want to talk, I don't want to like justify or anything. I don't even know what I'm saying, but I love Loxie so much. So yeah, it's been hard. Obviously didn't expect it to be easy, but I feel like I'm just rambling now, but that's basically what's happening. So the vlogs I'm gonna again try to keep just as normal as you're used to kind of seeing them, all things considered. But that's the update, and we're just gonna love Loxie as much as we possibly can. So that's it. The next vlog, you know, will just be like any vlog. My daughter and I are gonna go to IKEA, so I'm gonna do like take you guys with me to IKEA. I don't know when that trip will be. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, I don't know. But that'll come in a vlog soon because I really want to get moving on the craft room. But I know this was super long, so there it is, and I'll see you guys in the next vlog.